viewers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Becky. I bring you awesome, fun and timely content on all my platforms, so make sure you like, you comment, you share, and you definitely subscribe. In case you're new and you're wondering, who is this girl, what is she doing, what does she do? I'm Becky. Praise Jesus. I love the Lord, and on this channel I share everything fun, timely, awesome content on my channel. I just lost my chain of thought. So welcome to this sit down video. As you have seen from the title, I am sharing how I was conned of an iPhone in Nairobi. All right, so I finish high school, I go to campus. This is like 4 years ago. I go to university, and I get to university and everyone is talking about, oh, I need to buy an iPhone, I want to buy an iPhone. At that time, I knew what an iPhone was. Had I held an iPhone in my hand yet? No. Had I ever known like someone who bought an iPhone and where they got it from? No. What did I know? I wanted an iPhone. That is all I knew. So I remember checking out Instagram stores and I was like, my goodness, these phones are so expensive, they must be so nice. And then at that time, I really wanted to start a YouTube channel. And every beginner friendly start out YouTube channel video was giving, get an iPhone, get a Samsung, get a phone with a nice camera. And I had researched and realized that iPhones have a very, very, very nice camera quality. So that increased my desire for one. And then of course I wanted to channel my inner billionaire. I wanted to channel Onyedi Cash. I wanted to channel fine girl on Instagram with photos from an iPhone. That is what I was trying to channel. So before I got this iPhone, I had gotten a Techno Spark. It had just come out at that time. And I saw it with my friend and their photos were, I was like, you know what, I'll get this phone. So I sent my friend, I didn't know how to work Jumia, how to do it on the app. So my friend was like, I actually got my phone from Jumia and it is okay. I was like, all right, so when I get help money, I'll send you the 14,000. You can get me the phone and bring it home. She was like, amazing. So I get the money, I send the money to her. She goes online, she gets the phone, brings it home on a weekend. I set it up. I'm excited. I'm like, I have a new phone, guys. I was so pumped because I had the same phone since I finished Form 4, and it was not the best of phones. It was a small Nokia phone. It was not giving what it was supposed to give. Anyway, so my friend is like, worry not, you just send me the cash, I'll get you the phone. My friend gets me the phone, comes with it at home. I set it up. I remember that day we were so excited. It was like a family project. It was giving CBC. We set it up with my cousins and my sisters. I'm like, wow, I have a new phone. As I am going to town after like 2 days of having the phone, tell me why that phone is stolen in town. Tell me why it was stolen in town. And I remember I had not heard about, oh, when you're going through town, let your phone be in the bag, hold your bag well. I didn't know all these things. I was just green from the village. So I was like, you know what, it's okay. At least I have some leftover help money. Guys, I used to get, if you're Kenyan, you know what help is. So help money is what got me that phone. So I go to town and I'm like, you know what, I check my account and I'm like, I have like 20K. I'm like, this 10K can last me like a good semester if I use it well. So I can just go, because rent was being paid and shopping was being done. I was only buying normal veggies and all that. So I go into a shop and I'm like, I want a phone. I was feeling so rich. I go into a store and I'm like, you know what, I just need a phone now. I look at phones and I pick the Infinix Hot 5. That is the phone I got after my Techno Spark got stolen in town, after like 2 days of owning it. So that is like 14 G's plus 10, that is 24,000 gone. In like a week, I had spent 24,000 on phones, and yeah, that money was just gone. So I feel like that experience just made me want to get the phone of my dreams, because I felt like the Techno was the phone of my dreams. Then it got stolen and I had to settle. So I was like, baby girl, what don't we do here? We don't settle. We don't settle for less than we deserve. So we are getting an iPhone. And I go ahead as the girl I am, to do my research. Every Instagram store had such crazy prices. I was like, I'll have to save for like a year to get it. Delayed gratification. That is the season that taught me delayed gratification. So I check out stores and I'm like, yo, they are so expensive. And then Gigi had just launched. If you know Gigi.com, it had just launched. So I was like, there's this new platform, it's called Gigi, and people sell their things. And I was like, I don't care much for a new phone, so even a refurb would do. So I go on Gigi, I find this seller, and I hit him up. I'm like, hello, I can see you're selling iPhones. Which one do you have? The latest one? He's like, I have the iPhone. Was it 10? I can't even remember. I have the 10 and this is what it looks like, and then I'll give it to you. And I remember I wanted an iPhone 8. Then he was like, no, I have a 10 and it's the same price. I was like, talk about favor. Talk about being favored by Jehovah in the marketplace. Come on. I'm like, you know what? I will take that iPhone 10. It had just launched. Guys, it did not hit me as a red flag that he was selling me a phone that has just launched from iPhone at 16K, and it was going for like 100 G's in like other shops. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm favored, and that's on I'm a Jesus girl. That's on period. Like, God just loves me. My blessings, I grab them with all gratitude. I'm like, you know what? I'll see you. We set up a meet in town. I was like, when you get to Afia Center, you hit me up. I'll come get you. Then you can go to my store. So I am thinking you see the shops you see in town that sell phones. I'm thinking that is what it is going to channel. So I hit up my girlfriend. Guess the one I hit up? Yes, you guessed right. Gloria. Gloria is that who used to tell me the ushamba. I hit up, I'm like, sis, nimepata place ya kubuy iPhone. They're selling it at 16 G's. It's refurb. She's like, if it's a refurb, okay. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Good deal. She's like, when do we go? We set a day. We go to town. We get to Afia Center. We call up this guy. And we're like, hi, I'm so-and-so. We had talked about an iPhone. I have gotten to Afia Center. Please come get me. Dude comes. He was looking shabby. He was not channeling I sell iPhones. That is not the energy he was giving. But anyway, I'm like, judge not a book by its cover, girl. Let's go. I think this guy took us to Sijui. I don't even understand. But it is a road. Just you pass Afia Center, you go with that road, you take my corner. It was giving dodgy. But we trusted the process because you were two of us. We were like, if worst comes to us, we can scream. It's during the day and there are people passing. So let's go. We get to this very, very dodgy looking building. He's like, yeah, my shop is in here. We go in. There was no shop. We sat outside. There was a bench outside. We sat outside the building. Then he goes into a certain room and comes out with the phone. What makes you think that did not give us red flag vibes and we ignored it? Yes. Goes into the room and comes out with a phone. And at this point, I'm excited. I'm just like, yo, I'm going to be taking selfies with the iPhone. Mirror selfie iPhone. Everywhere I go, I have an iPhone. Yay! I'm just infatuated by this whole idea of having this iPhone. So he goes into the stall and then he comes out with a phone. It was in a box. It had a box, guys. It is in a box. It has the charging cord. It's giving what it's supposed to give. So he brings it to the box. I see the box and I'm like, oh, tick. This is going so nice. Take the box. He opens it up. He brings the phone out. Now that I think about it, because I've held iPhones, it was very heavy. It was giving, let me not mention any brand of phone, but it was giving heavy. But that did not feel like a red flag to me. I was like, you know what? All that matters is I have what? I have an iPhone. So he brings out the phone. I take it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, turn it on. He turns it on. He's like, give me your, what is it called? Your SIM card. Let me put it in. Let us see how the phone operates. I'm excited. I'm like, yes, please. Let's do this. I give him my SIM card. But then another red flag is he went back into the room to put the SIM card in. I didn't understand. Why don't you just put it in and we are here? Anyway, goes into the room, puts in the SIM card and comes out. It's like, the phone is ready. I'm like, turn it on. He turns it on. Then he's like, don't use it. charge it when you get home. And then I'm like, you've not, what is the name of, I'll write it here, you have not created for me this, it's on the screen, I've forgotten the name of that account. He's like, no girl, that one you can set it up on your own, you can set it up at home on your own. I'm like, Kuba, this iPhone thing is going to give me independence, it is going to be channeling independent girl. So I get the phone, I look at it, and I had seen from the pages I had checked, a way to authenticate is for them to open the settings about phone, then you can check, you can make sure that it's a legit phone. Guys, I remember asking him to do that, but I don't remember him doing it. I think he confused us with something, or he just said something and we forgot it and we just moved on to other things, because I remember he did not show me the about phone thing that I knew I needed to see to authenticate. But at that time, I'm excited. I've already held it in my hand. I am feeling this is gonna give. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I think that is the other thing that derailed me starting YouTube. I was so disappointed in myself mostly. So brings out the phone, we do everything, he puts in the SIM card. Is like, and in this building, network is a problem. So in case the SIM card does not show, don't worry. The moment you leave this building, network is gonna give what it's supposed to give. I'm like, don't worry, sir. In our house, there is network. Network is the least of our problems. He's like, then, amazing. He's like, are you satisfied with the purchase? I asked Gloria, what do you think? She's like, I think it looks nice. I'm like, yeah, me too. I think it looks nice. So he's like, payment. I'm like, yes, please. And could you please give me a receipt? The receipt was my fallback plan. I had told myself that any purchase without a receipt is not giving legit purchase. And you would think I am keeping the same energy until today. I actually don't remember to ask for receipts, even now. So I asked for a receipt. He's like, don't worry, I'll give you the receipt. Relax, I got you. I'm like, amazing. So dude goes back into the stall, comes out with what is it called? A receipt book. It even has the name of the shop and all that. He writes the receipt and he's like, please transfer the payment. I had even withdrawn the money. I count it, I give it to him. Thank you, shake hands. It's been nice. I will refer my friends. You know, Kenyans, we have that, what is it called? It's a habit we have that when someone gives you good service, you don't mind giving them a referral. So I was like, what makes you think I don't want all my friends to have an iPhone? What makes you think all of us don't deserve iPhones? We deserve iPhones, and I'm going to refer all of them. He's like, thank you so much, have a great day, God bless. I even remember, I think he even told me, God bless you. Anyway, we leave the place, the phone is in my bag. In town, I am holding my bag like, my goodness, I am carrying gold. I'm carrying gold, don't come near me. we go to railways. So I think the other thing that really should have made me think about this thing is we got lost when we were coming out of that place, because honestly guys, it is so dodgy. Even if you take me there today, I don't know where it was, I can't remember. Anyway, we leave the place, we get to railways, and I remember we met with Pastor Willie, her husband now, and Gloria is telling him, oh, we got an iPhone 10 for 16K, and he's looking at us. He's like, do you people know what an iPhone 10 is? Guys, I'm telling you, this phone had just come out. We are like, yeah, we got, he's like, hey, basi mliangukia. We bought the matatu, we come back home. We get home and I start charging that phone at like from 5 p.m. Guys, if I tell you by like 8 p.m. that phone was not charging. It was like at 15% and it was just there. Since I turned it on in town, it was just there. But then I remember also in the matatu when we were coming home, I turned it on and I tried to take like a photo of me leaving town. It was not doing the do. But then I thought probably it's because it's not charged fully, because this guy had told me specifically, make sure you charge it fully before you start using it. So I put it back into my bag and I'm like, I'm gonna get home, I'll charge it, then we are gonna channel our inner content creator. Guys, we get home, I charge this thing 8 p.m, 8:30, 9, nothing. The charge is not increasing, it is not decreasing, it is just there. Anyway, I tell myself, you know what, I'll give it the whole night. Guys, I did not want to lose hope in my 16,000. That money, hey, for a campus student, 16,000, that was so much money. So I charged it for the whole night. The next morning, the phone has not charged, guys. I started thinking, girl, it is not giving authentic. But then I was like, you know what? Probably it's because the account thing has not been set up. Probably because what is the name of this? That word, and I knew it. It is just escaping my mind. I'll write it. Probably because the phone is not well set up. I will go to town and take it to an iPhone place and have them check it and create the account for me so that we can start, channeling what we're supposed to channel. Then as I'm saying I'm going to town, my cousin is like, by the way, I'm going to town, you can send me, I know an iPhone shop. I'm like, see the Lord making the way for me. I give him the phone. I tell him, when you get there, you just call me, I will explain. He's like, all right. And I remember when my siblings were so excited for me to have an iPhone. Guys, everyone was just excited. So I give him the phone. I'm like, when you get to town, hit your girl up. I will talk to the guy, will explain to him what I need him to do to the phone, and yeah, life is gonna move on. So he gets to town and then he calls me. So there's the way people talk. I know the way it's Augustine. You guys have met Augustine here before. I know the way Augustine talks when he's like nervous. So that is how he was talking. So at first I thought he was going to tell me the phone was stolen again in town. That one would have finished me. But then he calls me and he's like, I'm at the store. Hey, I don't understand what this guy is saying. Ebu talk to him. I'm like, tell me, what has he said? He's like, he said this is not a legit phone. I'm like, Ebu, give him the phone. He gives the guy the phone. The guy's like, hello, madam, how are you? How is your day? He's like, so I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this is not a legit iPhone. I'm like, no, it is. He's like, madam, I sell iPhones. It is not. I'm like, no. He's like, do you know we have opened the bag and it has like the back of the back? Did I say bag of the phone? The back of the phone, and it had like a Motorola battery. Guys, laugh at me. I know you're laughing. It was not giving iPhone. I did not understand what this guy was saying. I'm like, Ebu, give Augustine the phone. I'm like, Augustine, are you sure the phone I gave you at home is the phone you have taken to town? He's like, yes, because he's like, where else would I have gotten a phone? Like, even me, I don't know where people get iPhones. I just know this store. I'm like, Ebu, wait there a minute. I try to call this guy. The number where I got the phone, the number is not going through. I write him a message, Mteja. I call him, Mteja wa nambari uliopiga hapatikani. I'm like, hapatikani VP. He has my 16,000. And people are telling me it's not a real phone. Hapatikani sasa hivi, I need answers. He never picked up the call. So eventually I call Augustine. I'm like, you know what, it's fine. But then I'm like, don't come with it at home. You dispose it where you want. I could not bear the thought of my 16K just going like that. So I'm like, you don't bring the phone home. I don't want to see it. Take it wherever you may. I don't care. I'm telling you guys, I think I had the feeling to cry, but I didn't cry. I wanted to start crying. And then I was like, what's this I did cry for? 16,000, that is help money. I will not cry. Guys, I didn't cry about it. Imagine I didn't cry about it. Anyway, so I remember going to Glows that evening. And I'm like, sis, imagine that phone was fake. She's like, guy, I'm so sorry. And Willie told us. I'm like, imagine, I wish we had gone back at that moment when he told us and taken it back and probably would have gotten our money. But then we were like, we consoled ourselves with, you know what, we are young, we do things that don't make sense. It was help money. You'll get help again next semester. You'll be just fine. Guys, Augustine comes home and I'm asking him, so where is the phone? He's like, I put it in a certain ditch in town. He like disposed it in town. I was like, if you come with that phone at home, we are going to fight. So yeah, that is how I got conned. And believe me, from then till now, I have never been conned again. Of anything. I am so vigilant. That experience made me so icky with small details. I over-investigate things. I overlook into situations. I overthink things. And I feel like that is what has kept me sane. That is what has protected me from having such an experience again. So I don't know if you guys have gone through that before. I don't know if you guys have experienced that before. But if I sit here and tell you guys, this is like the fourth time I am telling this story since it happened, and that was like, I don't know, 4 years ago, you will believe that I felt so guilty. I blamed myself so much. I sat and I was wondering, girl, how didn't you know? Excuse me. I kept asking myself, how didn't you know? Like, how didn't you know that guy was conning you? Guys, I didn't know. There was no way I would have known. Like, I honestly did not know. It's not something that I had experienced or I had heard people talk about. I was just from the village. I was in first year. So, yeah, that is how it happened. And that experience has taught me to overlook into situations. I overanalyze things to ensure that I am not being scammed again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have your own story about how you've been duped or scammed on these streets, please tell me down in the comments below. I would love to hear your side of the story. If you thought this was an entertaining video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Share it on your statuses, on your Instagram. I would really, really appreciate. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.